Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. I'm Austin.
I'm James.
I'm Connor.
I'm Shane.
And we are here to talk about, guess what? Not Halo lore. It's kind of Halo lore. Do we still consider community lore like Halo lore?
It's all Halo.
Part of Halo.
Part of the
Wait,
the journey.
Halo always has been.
Always has been. That's what we need. We need a shirt that just says it's all Halo.
That's a good design.
That is a good design.
We gotta put a pin in that. That's a good idea.
Because, I mean, the community is what makes Halo be able to be this way. And the community has lore of its own. You know, and if you want to engage in... I mean, if you want to engage in, like, you know, the ancient era of the Halo community, you can come down to the Answer Brew Pub in Richmond, Virginia on April 28th.
Nope.
27th.
Nope.
26th. Yep. There's so many pin in it remember dates in that literal 5 days for me, like, that I'm overwhelmed. The 26th, and do some Halo LAN parties.
But yes, please come down to the Richmond, Virginia Brew Pub, the Answer Brew Pub in Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. Everyone's like, which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Or if you're listening and you're in the area and you know, it would be so cool if there's someone who just shows up who's never been in the Discord, never commented, never engaged vocally with the show, and they just listen.
They're just, yeah.
I know there's a lot of them. I know that's most people. That'd be really cool. If you live in the area, come on by.
Yeah, It'll be a good time. It'll be a great time. If you want to connect with us in other ways, though, you can go to JumperScape.com, get connected to our community there, or find ways to support us and get yourself some nice little pieces of merchandise and other attire items. You can also go to glitchenergy.com, spelled with a Y, use the code Connor141, spelled
CONNOR141,
and get yourself a nice little discount and get us closer to getting our own flavor, maybe one day, hopefully one day soon. Who knows? And of course, as usual, if you want to call into the show, which none of you have, actually one person has done, you should do it anyway. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your comments, your complaints, all of that stuff. 206-278-5795. Again, that is 206-278-5795. Say your name and the show you're calling in for, because we do have all these different kinds of shows, not just the library. You got 2 minutes to say what you want, but keep it clean. My friends, what is your favorite Halo, real quick? Just not even any explanation, just say the title.
Halo 3.
Halo 3. Connor?
Gotta be 3.
Gotta be 3.
Halo 2.
Halo 2. And my favorite is Halo 3 ODST. We are all Ancient of Days.
Some more than others.
Because here's the thing. 2007, 2008, 2009, 2005. All of our favorite games are from... 4? Was it? I thought it was 2005.
2004.
Oh, okay, it's fine. All these games dropped.
I have to take my wins when I get them.
All these games dropped a long time ago. And yet there are still communities active that are playing these games all the time. And I mean that all the time. I'm not saying like a monthly basis here, we're going to host a quick game night. 16 people are going to show up and 2 of them are teenagers that don't know what they're doing. No, we're talking hundreds of people. We're talking thousands of people. We are talking about a community that hosts just about 25,000 members across all their platforms.
I thought you were like, we're not talking hundreds of people. We're not talking thousands of people. We're not even talking millions. I'm like, what? I'm like, where are you going?
Wait a minute.
We're saying the entire planet is playing Halo right now.
At this very moment, we're the only people not logged in. We're the
Billions.
Us 4 right here are the only people not logged in playing Halo right now.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if our guests were playing Halo right now while they're trying to calm their nerves on the show. My friends, welcome. I would love to welcome 2 very special folks from the Classic Halo Hub. Is it Halo Classic Hub or is it Classic Halo Hub now? While you introduce yourselves.
It's Halo Classic Hub.
Perfect.
And I'm Punny88. I'm the server owner. I do some of the social media, mostly coordinate the OG Xbox side of the events.
Yeah, my name is Tempur-Pedic Sofa. Nice to meet y'all. I am an admin and also event coordinator. I do more 360 stuff on the Halo Classic Hub side of things.
I gotta be real with you. That is the best username I've ever heard in my life.
Can you hook me up, maybe?
Right?
I could try. I could put a word out there for you.
There you go.
When you
I'll
have
take
such
that.
an esteemed gamer tag that does put a target on your back,
You know,
I have to warn you.
People sleep on how many opportunities you get just by looking into the people that listen to your show recently on topic of someone named Tempur-Pedic Sofa. Tempur-Pedic soda. That's the new thing, I guess.
That's your new name now.
Yeah. Someone in general
Start
chat.
putting royalties out.
Soda that remembers you.
Someone in the general chat in the JumperScape server actually just joined, and he is a freight train conductor.
That is the coolest thing ever. That's so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I said how much money under the table to get a ride.
Man is living my childhood dream.
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh my god, yeah, just under the table. We just there's a dude this is so off topic and it's
Just go for it.
But there's a guy I follow on TikTok who goes like he follows trains when they stop, he sneaks on and he rides like under them or on top of them.
Cool.
And he'll literally travel across the country. Like last year he went from like New York all the way to like California via train. Like just hopping on and off. He's gotten caught a few times. And then, like, he just runs into the woods before, like, the cops come and get him.
So he's the epitome of that one unemployed friend on a Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Just doing random side quests.
Pretty much.
I'm under a train on its way to Alaska.
Just get online, dude.
We're at the Canadian border. This is the tough part.
Well, my friends, I've got you on here for a very special occasion because you see, part of our goal here, and it has been successful multiple times, is trying to get people to, if they haven't yet, try out some classic Halo, play some MCC and such. But you guys promote a whole different side of the classic Halo community. How would you guys quantify the corner of the community that you guys represent?
So, mostly, my end of the events, I host the OG Xbox versions of like Halo CE, which you can play on X-Link Kai, which is kind of like spoofs System Link between consoles. So you can have like in which
Land tunneling, baby.
land yes, so yeah, absolutely. So X-Link Kai is like land tunneling. And mostly Halo CE and Halo 2 on that. And also we will have like mods and stuff. But the big thing on the OG Xbox side is Insignia, which is some really cool guys out of the UK and a couple out of California developed reverse engineered Xbox Live 1.0 on the OG Xbox. And so now you can play Halo 2 online, like original matchmaking. You can get mics out, all that works. And it also works on like 120 different games. So one thing we've been doing since that launched, or since that's been Halo 2 has dropped on Insignia, is really just trying to organize, like we have a standing Thursday game night. And we do a couple of other events with Halo 2 on Insignia, but that's like our, I guess, staple OG Xbox event that goes on every Thursday. Last week we had 142 players online, which before this year, I think initially when it first launched, there was a bunch of hype, like there was like 400 people on concurrently. So having like 142 people searching like big team battle or a single playlist is really cool because you're getting those, all the friends list, the friends features work. You're getting to connect with new people, and it's also it's growing, but at the same time you run into a lot of people that you've played with before, and you kind of like nurture those friendships and that kind of stuff. So it's really been cool just kind of seeing all this stuff because Halo 2 originally got cut off in 2010, like the OG Xbox servers. So and it's been on MCC. It's been like you could do Vista, but the PC side and the OG Xbox side, there's a lot of differences between the two. So, sorry to keep ranting on
This
that.
is the exact reason why you're on the show. I'm just saying.
I apologize for doing what we invited you here to do. Please keep ranting.
Fill the airtime, buddy.
You could, I was gonna say you could talk for the next half hour, and we'll just sit here and listen.
Yes.
We brought you here for a reason.
Yeah.
Talk on the podcast all you want.
And one cool thing that's like a kind of a modern thing that kind of help people jump in if they don't have an OG Xbox is like there's a emulator called Xemu that works on PC, so you can actually play like OG Halo 2 on your PC and cross play with OG Xboxes. So like you can have a modern PC and play with somebody that's on like a 21 or 22-year-old Xbox. So that's been like
That's
been
nuts.
Who's figuring that
and-
out?
I mean, literally just compassionate people from the
Bits and pieces.
Crazy people.
Yeah,
Crazy people.
specific.
You're meaning.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy people, passionate people. Like, yeah, it comes a little bit from everywhere.
I mean, I believe it from the. I believe that
and-
from the Tempur-Pedic sofa. That does make a lot of sense. There's a little bit passion, a little bit crazy. It's all in the same bundle.
Oh no, yeah.
Boy.
To do what these game nights do, you got to be a little bit crazy. Some of the guys that we have, oh my gosh, we got developers working on the back end of this stuff that they brought it back. Like Punny was talking about Insignia being brought back, which is a full on Xbox Live 1.0 replacement. But that's not the only option. He was talking about the land tunneling with X-Link Kai. There's other cool stuff you could do with that as well. Because Insignia is monitored. It's Xbox Live. No one likes cheaters or mods on Xbox Live. You go there to play games. So if you what do you want to do if you want to play mods? Because mods keep Halo alive as well. You could do the land tunneling. As long as everyone's land tunneling on the same, they call them orbitals. That's like the simulated LAN room online. As long as everyone's in the same orbital, then and all running the same mod, you can play Halo mods online too on original Xbox, which is really cool.
That's actually
And
nuts.
I'm learning something today.
and we also do a monthly our admin 2 Caribou's heads it up, but we do a monthly like MCC mod night. So there's like a whole pretty much like the newest mods that are coming out like on Steam Workshop. Like we kind of have like a he's curated like a variety pack, like a variety collection of those mods. So and he goes through them and stuff. So
I like that word you used, curated, because that really describes
We might
what
have
he
to
does.
snag that idea for we do
Yeah.
game nights as well on our Discord. We might have
Oh,
to
dude.
snag that idea. I don't think we've done a modded
100%.
MCC game
No,
night.
we have not. We've.
So we have to go over there
We're
for
gonna-
that.
We'll have to do that.
Well, I mean, these guys
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
and then
Come and do some research. Come and research. Caribou, especially our other admin. We love you, Caribou, by the way, for listening. He really goes there with the mods that he collects, and we never play the same thing twice. And modded MCC is where it's at. Definitely.
Oh,
dabble
dude,
with that.
me and
Yeah.
Shane just the other day were playing Ultimate Firefight until
Oh
like
my God,
4
it was
a.m.
so
Oh,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
Ultimate
Oh,
Firefight
so good.
was so. We didn't even make it halfway through. It was like I had a little.
No one ever does.
Yeah. No, well, we probably would
an hour
have.
and a half into it.
My MCC was giving me sign-in troubles, and we stayed. I got on at like 1, and it took us till about maybe 1:45 to figure out what was going on with my MCC, like linking my Microsoft account. It was so stupid.
Oh yeah, I had the same problem with Infinite.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess, and we eventually got started at almost 2 a.m. We played till about 4, and I'm like, I gotta tap out. I'm so like exhausted, but it was so unbelievably fun. It was so fun.
Yeah, the new Elite mode is fantastic. You would love it, James.
I'm sure I would.
I was like, we loaded it. I'm like, oh, James is missing this. That sucks.
It's so sad. Well, that's fantastic. Also, hashtag bring Halo mods to Xbox. But with all of this in mind, you guys have obviously been involved with this for a while, given how much you're talking about it, how much you know about it, how plugged in you are. So let me get some of your stories. When did you guys get involved with this? When did you guys decide that you were going to be hosting up in all of this? Did one of you create this idea? Where did it all come from?
When he was here first, you go first, man.
So we are part of like a couple of different communities and decided to create. I mean, there's one for OG Halo 3 on the 360, and Soph will definitely get more into that. Like that's something that he anyway. But so I was part of a couple of communities. Some that did OG Xbox, some that did 360, some that did MCC, and we kind of wanted to have like just a place to also partner with these communities, but also like host our own game nights, because we were doing vanilla MCC, we were doing OG Xbox, and so we kind of just wanted a place to do that, and we just started out with MCC game nights, and this was September of 2023 when we first launched. We started out with MCC, then started rotated in OG Xbox, and we were strictly on X-Link Kai for a while until Insignia launched. And the thing about Insignia is it's kind of like you set it up and you just connect. It's good. X-Link Kai, you run a little client, and you jump in a sorry, an arena is kind of like just like a little chat, and it connects you to everybody. But and we've the staff has grown. Like I think like Sofa joined at near the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024.
Like middle to end of 24 was when I hopped in.
Oh no, you said was it 2023? Because you were well before the beginning of Insignia, so it was like early 2024. Anyway, so sorry. So we continue just hosting game nights. Kind of found out what works, what doesn't, what the community likes. There's some game nights we'll just let people vote. Like, what playlist do you want to play? What game do you want to play? What game types? And we've kind of just found out what works, what doesn't. And I'm a very marketed minded person. Like I've done like media production and marketing, especially social media marketing, since I got out of high school and college, and then professional stuff. So for me, like I want to get the word out there, and I want to make it accessible. So our goal in all of this is to provide ways to connect to classic Halo in a variety of ways, whether it's OG, whether on OG hardware or on MCC or anything like that. We really just want to curate, provide a place and also provide consistent game nights. Because I feel like that's one thing there's not a lot of, like, especially if like stuff like OG Xbox, like there's not a whole lot of consistency in game nights. I mean, there's a couple communities that have stuff, but like we really wanted to highlight, like, give these old games on these specific platforms, a spotlight. And I think that's really resonated with people. We never expected it to grow like it has. Like, we just on our Discord alone last year, we had over 9,000 members join, and like going into 2024, we had 800 members. And I think
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That's such an absurdly high number for your Discord. Like,
in 1 year.
I was gonna say we're just under 1,000, and we've had our Discord
that's what we found out.
About 2 years.
Yeah, about 2.
He hit it right on the head with the consistency thing. Like, we're all Halo fans. You're Halo fans. We're Halo fans. We all are. We all want to play it, but where do you play it? And what's it called? The communities are awesome. How they're peppered everywhere, and they're there. There's a million of them. And again, I came into Classic Hub from a different one in 2024. But if they all come together and you create a place where, hey, like, this is where we do the classic Halo stuff. And as Punny was saying, like, we do it, the consistency is key. Like, on Thursdays, that's a Halo 2 day. And it's crazy with the amount of people that we've gotten together. Like, there's people messaging me now on Thursday saying, hey, are you going to be there for Halo 2? Like, it's become that place. Like, if you want to play original Halo 2, you go there on Thursday, which is really, really cool. I think it's cool anyway.
I mean, it's very cool. I'm honestly shocked. I wasn't expecting you guys to say, 2023. I thought they were going to be like, no, we've actually been a small fringe group back in the early 2000s. We had a forum, and we slowly grew from there.
But no, just a few years of growth.
The work's cut out. The interest is there. It grows itself. Yeah. You just have to put the pointers out.
Yeah, and I mean, and getting people set up too. I mean, like, we have a great staff, like that literally, like,
really smart people.
Yeah,
really
like,
smart people.
Blunder, Reaver, custom writer, like Sofa here, droid, like literally, like, anytime anybody jumps in saying, hey, how do I get OG Xbox set up, or Exemu, or so what are you going to
having niche Xbox problem number 5, and then somebody just knows.
Are you going to the Sunrise stuff?
Oh, Sunrise. Oh, that's Xbox 360 stuff. So everything that we've covered thus far has just been original Xbox. You can play Halo 1 and 2 that way. For Xbox 360, I know a couple of you guys said Halo 3 was your favorite Halo game. It's my favorite Halo game. And if you guys like Halo Reach, you're going to like this as well. But there is a service out there called Halo Sunrise. And what that is after they sunset all of the 360 Halo servers, is a bunch of really, really cool people brought it back, and they called it Sunrise. The games themselves, they point to servers. So when you try to connect and play online, you put your disc in your box, turn your box on. Your box is told to where to look for the matchmaking servers would be. And when Microsoft switched them off, you couldn't matchmake anymore. So those cool people that I talked about brought that back. And if you have a modded Xbox 360 console, you could change those pointers to new ones that point to a new server to bring the matchmaking back. And you don't need a modded console to utilize that matchmaking. You just have to be connected to somebody that has a modded console. And that was a big thing, was assembling a fleet of human beings that have all of these modded consoles. So you can virtually have a game.
360 then.
Yes, you do. And no, you don't. Because we have enough people that if you want to play a game of Halo 3 or Halo Reach, all you have to do is ping the Discord. There's somebody out there that has the modded Xbox to bring you your game. And it's like a snowball effect, too. Like, once you get the ball rolling, people hop in. Like, it's sometimes like you'll start a chain, like you'll start a game going at noon, and you'll leave 3 hours after you start it. And then 3 hours after that, you see it's still going. Like, people want to play. The interest is there. So you just have to point people in the right direction. But yeah, Sunrise rocks. Revert, Cody, all you beautiful humans that work on this stuff, keep doing what you're doing. We like playing Halo 3 and Halo Reach.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
It also you can also since like all those were Halo 3 and Halo Reach were like reverse compatible with Xbox One and Series X and S. If you have those games on those platforms, you can connect to
whoever one of you said that you needed to buy a modded Xbox, you don't actually. As long as you have the disc or the digital copy of the game, what Punny was saying, it works on Xbox One and Xbox One S and Xbox Series X. As long as you're playing the game and you just join the match of the person who has the modded 360, you're in it. You could play.
Yeah, and there's
no extra steps.
Our partner Halo 3 server, they host every Wednesday, and Sofa's there as well.
Oh yeah, I'm there every single Wednesday. Officially, it starts at 8, but you're going to want to be there before 8. The lobbies fill up. There's multiple lobbies that run every Wednesday now. They fill up quick too, so you want to be there around like 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. But Halo 3 is alive and well.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And I think a lot of people are really excited to hear that as well, just because I think right now Halo Infinite has been out long enough that a lot of people are now starting to explore the other Halo experiences. And among that, it kind of makes me wonder, you guys are really good at doing this, I'd say. The amount of game nights you guys host, the amount of professionality that you show, despite it being, I'm assuming, completely volunteer in terms of how the teams are operated and all of that. Entirely volunteer, entirely passion-driven. Is this your first time trying something like this, or are you guys from other communities that have done this before and you have the experience and the skills necessary to make it happen for yourselves?
So I did a lot of Halo stuff back in when like 2004, 2005 with Halo 2, and then when I kind of took, like, I guess in college I was kind of just more of a player, especially when I got my 360. And I started like hosting some online like Halo 3, Halo Reach tournaments, and a couple of Halo 4, and then some MCC stuff when that dropped. I'd say between like 2011, 2014. After that, like there was a like kind of like the I like Super Smash Brothers, like Melee. I never knew there was a community or something for that, and there was like a huge tournament that actually popped up in my hometown of Greenville, South Carolina. And a friend of mine that owned the video game store invited me, and he was like, "Hey, if you want to come, I know you like to make like videos and stuff. If you want to come interview some people or something, like, I'm having this crazy tournament this weekend." And I was and we had actually talked about I did actually host a Halo 3 LAN there a couple weeks later. I think we had like 12 people. But I walk into this place and there's 80 people playing Super Smash Brothers.
Oh my gosh!
I interviewed some people, some of the good top players, and so I got involved with that, and we started hosting tournaments all over South Carolina. Partnered with people in Georgia, North Carolina, and then we had I started an esports team with my partner at the time, Star Lord, and we did that for about 5 years. We actually had a player named Arfang go to the Smash Summit. There was a player named Milkman that actually placed really well in some nationals and stuff. So it was a really good ride. We kind of everything kind of fizzled around the pandemic because it was all we did have a player that did a lot of online stuff, but 90% of the stuff we were doing was in person. So when the pandemic happened, that kind of just put the kibosh on the things, and we kind of just, we've been at this for 5 years, and it's been great, but we kind of just want to, move on. But I'd say the biggest tournament we actually hosted there was 320 people.
Dang, dude.
And then we hosted a 2-day, I think with 180 people at my local Hilton hotel. So and I guess that's where I kind of picked up this idea of consistency, because we had weeklies that we were partnered with. We did a statewide circuit. We just had main thing was just trying to connect people to these places. Hey, I live in this area, or these are the tournament organizers in that area. So I guess so after doing in-person stuff for so long, when I got when I found out about I had an OG Xbox again since 2018. I picked it up just to play some of the Halo 2 alpha and beta multiplayer pre-release stuff that had leaked and been made accessible by some of the community. I got on to play that, so I found out about these little OG Xbox communities, not little, but beginning of 2023. And I was waiting in Halo 2 and dropping on Insignia for a long time. So I kind of just put that mindset toward towards things, and I guess I don't say everything fell into place, but and I'll say too that I was kind of approached by a speedrunner named Noobs on Xbox to originally start the server. Shout out to him. But he's but ended up getting had some family stuff going on, had a lot life happen, so he took a step back and stuff like that. So it's been us. I'm sorry.
Sweet. All right, Tempur-Pedic, go ahead, try to one up that.
No, I'm just some guy that likes to play video games.
I feel that.
Yeah, no. I got into this. I was walking down the street and I walked into a retro store and I just bought an original Xbox, and I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, I had one of these as a kid. I used to play Halo, and I got it and I went home, and I was just curious to see what I could do on it, and I went down the rabbit hole clicking links online, and I found out that people still play Halo through those land tunneling software and stuff on the original Xbox. And then through clicking, I just find the communities, found Classic Hub, I joined in, and I love it because it's my favorite game. Halo is one of my favorite franchises, so it just made sense that I would be here on the days that we would play Halo on. As a Halo fan too, it's really cool, especially since it's an older franchise now, that people are finding new stuff on dev kits all the time from the development of these games. I think it's really, really cool having the original hardware that these leaks, for lack of a better term to describe, can run on. As a Halo fan, playing what Punny brought up, the alpha and the beta for Halo 2, you could still play that today if you have these older systems. And I just think that's really cool. That's accessible.
It is really cool, and it actually does make me wonder. You guys both have this history with some aspect of the physical world of Halo's, activities, Halo's good times. Probably the best era being able to do things like hook up consoles LAN style, get games going that way. It's not something that happens really anymore. It's still possible, but it's not something that happens very frequently. It's not as often as back when if some of us were kids and bring over a TV and an Xbox to your pal's house and play some Halo.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, this community, is it strictly an online sort of thing, or do you guys end up doing stuff like Halo physical events? Like, here's a massive building that we have for the night. We're going to hook up as many consoles as we possibly can, have fun, that sort of thing.
I like when we first started the server, I did do like a kind of a bi-monthly or seasonal LAN event in Greenville, South Carolina at my friend's store. Actually the same person that contacted me about the Smash stuff he was doing. He expanded, he bought the storefront next door and started doing like, Warhammer 40K. And I had been talking to him about wanting to host like a LAN or something somewhere. And he was like, hey man, I would be, if you want to do that, I'd love to partner with you on that. So I hosted my first like October 2023. We did 4 last year. And like Sofa here came down. I think would you travel like 12 hours, like 10, 12 hours? And he
10 and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. One of our admins, Brawlsy, came from Texas.
He drove 15 hours. He's a maniac.
He drove. Yeah. He drove. He actually too, he like modded like 4 of the Xboxes and sent them to me for the thing. I sent him like 4 junk Xboxes and he got them working and sent them back to me like right before the first LAN. Like, so I mean, kudos to him, dude. It literally, like, I had 4
the
Xboxes.
inventory these guys have. Remember Scooty's tote? He had a tote filled with them. That was nuts.
Yeah, we so our 4th LAN we did, and this was, well, I guess this is our 3rd LAN. So we started with 8 Xboxes. The second, I think we had 10. And so the third one we had so a bunch of our staff from all around the country, and then our friend Scooty Hamster or Scott, he came out from like the Midwest Chicago area and drove down in his Challenger and gets out, has 3 CRTs and has a tote with like 8 Xboxes in it. So like and then we had a group called they're called the Frogs. They're a very dedicated group for FPS and stuff. Copper is their
love you, Copper.
Yeah, he's the server owner there. But he came down with like 3 friends and brought like I think 3 or 4 CRTs. So we actually had I think we had 20 OG Xboxes going. We had a stack of 10. Like we could have done way more. Like, so it was like, and then after that was kind of the standard. So like I hosted 2 more with 16 plus Xboxes. And where we did get together this past March, like it was kind of like more of a staff retreat and stuff like that. Cause we're mostly focused on LAN, and we're trying to. That's kind of one thing we're trying to figure out is like how do we host more, or at least shine light on LANs and stuff. Because I'll say like the one thing when we started this server, when I did the first LAN, we had like 200 members, and like by the second one we were up to 2,000. By the third one it was like almost 4. Like so it's the server and all the socials and everything like have grown so much. That's kind of like my focus at the moment. I want to do more in-person events, but I think like
it's the people they want to do it too. Again, it's just pointing people in the right direction.
Exactly.
Like, he had that. He has the Easterland coming up. Swagger, Wade Retro Revive. They just did a LAN too in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah, the Midwest Gaming Classic. They had a 16 Xbox LAN there.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of people.
Maybe I just need to stay plugged in because there was only one that I knew about. It was like it was in December. Torg in Columbus, Ohio. They had the 405th show up, the Midwest division, and while they had their own booth, they also had a massive, just ironically enough, a circle of tables. And then these tables in the middle that were for tournament play. So you could just free play Halo in this big circle, and then a tournament would happen in the middle. And this is at a Torg gaming event. So it was like a bunch of different people all trying to show off their brand new sparkly games. And one guy who has an original copy of Halo 2600 and all this stuff. And
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I felt like I was being belittled because I was like explaining to my wife in the middle of explaining it. I was playing the game. I'm like, yeah, this is a game that was like, it was made for 2600, but it got ported, I guess, because like this couldn't be the original. As far as I was know, there was only like 1 or something. And then the guy's like, no, that's an original. He was like leans forward. He's like, no, that's a real one. That's a real one hooked up there. And I'm like, oh. By the way, that game is hard as hell. I was actually not expecting it to be all that difficult, but no, it requires some form of strategy. I was rather surprised. But
and as far as like we're more the casual side of things. Like, you know, if you're good, bad, somewhere in between. Like, I mean, we're definitely a place. But there was a LAN actually on the weekend of the Halo 2's 20th anniversary. This past November. It was the level 50 LAN in Las Vegas, Nevada, and there was I think it was like 40 teams with $100,000 prize pool. And
that was
so
cool. That was like watching.
Yeah, that was
2000s
insane.
esports on TV.
Yeah,
like
they
that,
actually
the feeling, the whole 9 yards. That was really cool.
They actually had like Marty O'Donnell came out to commentate the first day. They had Walshy was there. Like he formed a team and came back for it. There was a lot of other pros that came back for it. Like I don't know if he like Gunshot and some people. He's a former MLG pro, but he's still very active. But yeah, I mean, like it's insane. Like it's you know, this stuff that you would think, you know, kind of, especially with like MLG type things, like and this was all like. This was like community driven, and it caught the attention of like, you know, the right eyes got put on it, and I think it was MLG Puckett. I think he does a lot of stuff for like the Halo Championship Series. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he got involved, secured a bigger venue, and they partnered with like the Retro World Series, who's actually also running a nationwide like free for all tournament. Or free-for-all tournaments at multiple different conventions across the country. But, I mean, I think they had something like 128 Xboxes, 128 CRTs. I mean, it was something to behold. So
I don't know if these guys have even seen that, but I did watch it. You guys need to see that stuff if you haven't seen. It was that special event that they hosted for the anniversary of Halo 2. It was sick, dude.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, level 50.
Have to look into it.
Yeah, but anyway, that's so yeah.
Do more LANs. Go to a LAN. If you've never been to a LAN before, definitely go to one.
So come on down to Richmond, Virginia.
Let's say that'll be like my very first one.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun.
Say like actual like public one. We've done our own.
You've
like,
never. This is gonna be your first one. The one coming in Richmond.
Yeah, like out in public. This will technically. I believe this will be. Unless do we want to count what we did at Outpost Discovery?
I was going to ask you if you wanted to count the one random council they had set up at VIP Lounge.
Yeah, we went. I mean, we did Outpost Discovery in Chicago in 2019, I believe, and I mean they had a bunch of Xboxes and actually it was just PCs. I mean,
let's not forget HCS as well.
Yeah, if we could also count HCS.
Yeah, those
I'd count HCS.
Yeah, so I mean technically it's not.
The only thing that's different is that the traditional classic casual LAN is usually more just shooting the
yeah. Before that, we did when E3 was still a thing, we'd all kind of bring our TVs and Xboxes over to Austin's house when E3 was a thing, and you know that's kind of we did our own little LAN parties, and occasionally like the breaker would trip or that
was awesome.
We'd be like, okay, we can't
strategically turning off the air conditioning so we can play
to make sure the breaker doesn't trip so we can all play. We're all sitting there sweating so much, quite literally dying in heat, like 90
we're
degree
surrounded
heat.
by Xboxes
and TVs and
in
everything.
The summer with no AC.
I know that feeling all too well.
But we were cooking
just so we
could more ways than one.
Could have put an egg on one of the Xboxes and watched it.
Hey, we don't have PlayStations.
Hey. So, with that all being said, I suppose I really want to just sort of round out this whole topic, this whole subject, because there's so many different rabbit holes to go down, and I'm sure that there's going to be people around here that really want to probably have either you guys or more folks from your community on to talk about this sort of stuff. But for now, I kind of just want to round it up with everyone has their own answer for this, but I want to hear your answers for what is the importance of maintaining something like classic Halo? Like why should, especially right now when we have a lot of streamers that are getting into Halo Infinite, they've never played any other Halo in their life. They're just now starting to play some classic Halo. Why is that important to you guys?
I mean,
that's a great question.
There's a preservation sake, but I mean, like, I'll just say, I mean, it just feels natural. I mean, really, like, I mean, especially like, because I've played all the Halos, especially the multiplayer side. But after 2010, like when Halo like 2 got shut down, I would say like, you know, there was like, there wasn't really a good way to play Halo 2 for years until like, you know, like MCC took a long time to get right. I mean, it's, you know, and it's still different because it's like the PC version is 30 tick versus like, or 60 tick versus 30 tick, which is, you know, kind of just a different like pace. So to me, it was when I got to play Halo 2 again on OG Xbox online with people and stuff. I mean, it was just like, there's always going to be like a nostalgia factor, but it didn't wear off. Like I'm still doing it like, you know, 2.5 years later. There's just, you know, if we just want to break down like Halo 2, like over Insignia, I mean, like the integrated friends list, the clan, like you can have a clan on there. Insignia actually enabled, and I think it's coming in a future update, but they did it for Halo 2's 20th anniversary. They included clan matches, so you could form a clan within the game and run matchmaking with your clan, and then you actually rank. You have like a 1 through 50 rank with your clan. So we had a bunch of fun with that. There's like, and I just think like, you know, there's the design. I like one thing that's just it's just blowing me away is the fact that this many people joined this quickly. Like, I mean, there's that either that like longing to play the old forms of older forms of Halo, either on, you know, what like pick your poison, like either OG hardware, MCC, or play like the OG stuff on like emulate it with Xemu, or playing on 360 or any of the platforms, because you could, you know, use Xbox.
There's
One
something there. There's definitely there's something tangible there, or else none of us would be here playing on these old consoles.
Yeah,
you know?
and
like
it's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just yapping. You know, I think it's important. For what you said, the preservation aspect. I do this for like the same reason. Like people show people who've never seen Star Wars. Like it's cool. It's cool. It's the right way to do it. Like it's like you want to play video games, you go play some Halo. Halo's a great video game. Like and there's a right way to play it. There's not a wrong way to play it, I would say, but there definitely is a way to play it that should be understood. Like, and if you're going to appreciate it as a game, if you like the game, you should understand the roots.
Yeah,
and yeah.
That's a solid way to put it. Actually, that last little bit, that was it. That was the.
If you like the game, play the game.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just like, you know, lucky that there's like that there is the accessibility to play the older forms, and you know, it's and you know, like, I mean, for some of us, like, you know, older guy, I mean, I'm 36, like, so I mean, my mom dropped me off when I was 15 at Blockbuster for the midnight launch of like Halo 2, like that. So for me, like coming back, there was like a wave of nostalgia, but then I just like fell in love with you know, Halo 1 and 2, especially the multiplayer side of it. Because I mean, you know, I could go back and play the campaigns, but you know, you couldn't play this stuff, or I didn't know of a way to play these old games with like I didn't know like X-Link Kai had an active community. I didn't know like when Insignia was going to happen. So anyway, circling back, we have you know, college kids that play. We have like, you know, kids like that are 18, like seniors in high school.
We have high schoolers that play. Like that's cool. Like, play with people.
Yeah, like, I mean,
they're making me feel old with the jokes that they're making, and like they're coming in here with their broccoli shaped hair. And
You're outing my younger brother right now. My younger brother is about to graduate.
It's just nuts.
My younger brother's graduating this month, and like that's literally him to a T. Him and all of his friends have the same hairstyle, and it's so weird because like I asked them all like, do you coordinate or do anything special to your hair? They all say no. I'm like, how are you all getting the same hairstyle? It doesn't make sense because they're not doing anything. They all swear like on everything. They are not doing it like intentionally, and they said our hair just grew this way. I'm like, there's no way.
It
No.
just
They
naturally
They're
growing,
all
poofy,
saying that.
cumulus.
No, you're all going to a barber and you're saying, "May I look like this?"
Wait, if you have brand new like kids with all of their neurons burnt out from how attention is easily available nowadays, but when you have these kids and they're playing this 20-year-old video game, you have a good 20-year-old video game right there. So
Yeah.
That's a good point.
play those.
That's a solid, really solid way to put it. Well, if that's the case, then where can people get plugged in? Where can people start playing with these games? Because like I said, this is not something that just happens every now and then. This is like a daily thing for you guys.
Yeah. This is we pretty much do this at some form every day. But that's a great question. How do you play? Easiest answer is buy an Xbox. Go support your local businesses. Go find a retro store that sells them. Not every Xbox is created equally, so I would definitely implore you to do your research. Look at manufacturing dates. Read about that pesky clock capacitor that you've definitely all heard about. And
There's and there's sorry, go ahead.
and there's definitely other paths too where you don't have to buy anything. Like you could do the emulation route if you already have a powerhouse of a computer. And if you want to join on the 360 stuff, you don't even have to have a classic console. You just have to have the game. So if you have an Xbox Series X and you just want to bust out that classic copy of Halo 3, that'll do fine. As long as you have Xbox Live, come and join us.
Yeah, and so I'd say for us, like our Discord is our most active thing. So discord.gg/Halo Classic Hub. For Insignia, insignia.live/connect. Like that will take you immediately to what games are available, how to get it set up. If you just Google search X-Link Kai, like the current head Crunchbite has made like numerous tutorials. Also, if you have a PC and you want to get into like mods on MCC, definitely just watch Steam. Like I mean, it's on sale like every other week for $9.99. So like if you're like, or if you're trying to play for free, there's the Xemu route. Like I mean, you can literally just get set up on your PC and like Sofa said.
Yeah, but you just said, we live in a day and age where you can get all of Halo for $10. Let me say that again. And all of it for $10. So it is definitely worth it.
Yeah, and just and honestly, I like a huge shout out to people like Harcroft, who literally like backed up, like has him and Crunchbite have a thing called XCAT they've been working since 2008 preserving the entirety of the OG Xbox DLC sets and stuff. So stuff like Insignia could be possible. So you can actually, you're not just getting on playing the vanilla version of the game with no DLC and stuff like that. Like all that is, you can get on and download it like you did back in the day. And just the entire like Halo and greater Xbox community. I mean, there's a lot of different subsets of these people that have either worked together or independently. They've created these really cool tools and resources to help you get connected. So, so I would say, like, I mean, we're a big Halo community, a big classic Halo community, but there is so much more. I mean, we have like a lot of like partners and stuff that either have a specific concentration or that do like a variety of things like we do. So like there's it's an exciting time for classic Halo. I think there's, and stuff like last year where the E3 demo from the dig site team, like that was incredible. And then like Sofa said earlier, like there's new stuff being found all the time, like the famous like 2004 E3
it was a double
Halo 2
whammy.
demo.
It was the dig site leak and then the E3 drop.
Not saying the dig site leak, but like the dig site team, like when they worked on the Halo 2 E3 demo for the campaign demo for the MCC. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's basically it's a great time to get plugged in. It's a great time to start exploring because there's all sorts of stuff going on in the classic Halo scene that is worth taking a look at. You just got to look around for it. Some OGs that are really working on this stuff that I know personally have been working super hard to make a lot of this stuff possible. I think what you're talking about with that multiplayer, you're talking about the multiplayer E3 thing?
Yeah, they did the
General.
whole,
He did that one, yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a so that was based on so there was actually the 2004 demo that leaked. It was a preservationist named Carnival, and he found a dev kit in Norway. Like he owns a game store, and it was I think he like in US I think he paid. Now normally a dev kit goes for like anywhere from $1,500 $2,000. He spent $5,000 on this dev kit just because it had the Halo 2 E3 demo, and that's the demo at E3 2004 that was like the first showcase of Zanzibar, of like, you know, the Halo 2 multiplayer. It actually had Joe Staten like, you know, playing and shit. So what's cool about that is you can actually like on OG hardware or on Xemu, or, and thanks to General Heed, like some elements of that have been brought over to MCC, but you can actually, you know, start those animations. We've actually done some, well, actually thanks to the Vengeful Vatum, have added some flair to some of that stuff, add more game types. He made some like campaign tests so you can actually see what like sprinting in Halo would have been like. There's a
Dude, he pulled the Elite files out. You can hear the Elite sounds though, like the pre-concept Elite voices, I guess you would call them.
Or if you play a
Madman.
Yeah, like, and he unlocked the there's an assault game type on the Halo 2 2004 E3 demo that it has the Guilty Spark voice line. So if you pick up the bomb, it'll say, "Hey, don't." He's like, "Hey, be careful." Like, and if you drop me, "Hey, stop shooting! Don't drop me!" Like it's like they like Bungie put all this stuff in that no one was meant to see, but like, you know, he uncovered from like all this stuff. So I mean. Anyways, I'm sorry for the tangent, but like
we're just nerding out here.
We're just nerding out.
I think this is just a good way to be like, hey, you want conversations like this more often? Halo Classic Hub or Classic Halo Hub is a good place to go to for all that.
And this is new. This is new. Like, we didn't know any of this stuff last year. Who knows what we're gonna find out next year? Like,
this dropped in that was discovered in January.
Yeah,
like there's new stuff like coming all the time. But and then also, you know, the modding community and stuff. So anyway. Yeah.
Yep. So if you guys want to get plugged into all that stuff, you listening here might want to get plugged into all this. Just listen to all the links that they've already dropped. You can also check in the description. I'll make sure that they're in there for you. And or otherwise, just ping us in the Discord server and we'll give you an invite. It's fine. We'll probably end up posting about it anyway in the Halo community chat. So just look there. It'll be available for you. Otherwise, my friends, I wish that we could talk longer about this sort of stuff, but the time limits, they suck and they exist. So I think as just a final thing, one last thing to cover. Are you guys doing anything new coming up soon? Is your community planning any big thing that folks can look forward to?
Well, tomorrow we'll be playing like the we go through all 3 Halo 2 pre-release stuff. This will be on OG Xbox, Xemu. And
the road to Halo 2. We like to think
road to Halo 2. So what's going to be cool this week is that we're so Tuesday we'll be playing three of the pre-release builds. Thursday is our Halo 2 Insignia game night that's been growing. So it's like we'll be playing all 3 iterations.
Wednesday we're playing Halo 3, and that would be the easiest. Come play with Sofa.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So so basically, when Thursday comes around, which means right now when you're listening to this, get plugged in because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
This week.
Also reach every Saturday.
Perfect. Okay, sweet. Then yes, absolutely. Those are all fun. I've been meaning to join in on them myself, so I'm probably going to actually put some time aside this time to actually see what you guys are all about.
Yeah, you come play with us. I was answering your DMs, and I'm like, all right, let's see if he joins any of these nights.
I will pop in.
I got to see you.
I will pop in.
See you.
Well, my friends, listeners, friends, and all that, thank you so much for listening today. This is continuing our usual guest sprint that we've been doing for a good while now. If you haven't really been catching on and seeing all the different folks we've had on, please check out the most recent episodes we've had on. We've had folks like Cami Shep and Sparrow Films and Jeremy Patanode and all these folks. And now these guys today. Check out all the stuff that they've already dropped. Get plugged into their communities. Have some fun with Halo in ways that you haven't thought about before, because these things are very important. I think that one of them put it very, very well earlier, is that if you're going to love it, you have to understand its roots. And I completely 100% agree with that. So if you want to get plugged into a good community, if you want to get this whole ball rolling in a way that we can assist you with, you can go to JumperScape.com, go and connect with our community there using the little Discord button in the top right corner, or you can go and support us there, check out our little store and find all different ways to rep us on yourself. And if you want to get yourself a little bit of an energy boost, you can go to glitchenergy.com, use the code Connor141 spelled
CO. CO and then OR.
He was not ready the whole time.
141. I was ready. Just had something in my throat.
And my friends, next week, I don't remember who's joining us. So
Yeah, I mean,
We're on like a big streak of having.
it's
a guest
so many
on.
people. You know, I'll take a moment here to find it. Is Shane, real quick, explain to me the science behind the Mjolnir shielding.
It just works.
I needed a little bit more time than that.
It just does. Okay.
How does it work?
I don't know. It just does.
Okay. Next week is Willie Asso. You guys know who that is? Willie Asso is the dude who does that series that's all about what? You haven't heard of the guy?
It's the one that does that series.
Yes, it's the series. It's the series that's like the completely accurate summary of. He does that, like completely accurate summary. The thumbnails are all doing that.
Oh, I've
yeah.
seen that. I've seen that. Okay.
He's done all the Halo games so
Popped
far.
up on my YouTube algorithm at some point.
His content is hilarious. So you're not going to miss that next week. Otherwise, we're going to be heading over into our Patreon segment. You're not going to want to miss on that. It's only on the audio version, but hopefully we're going to test out video Spotify again, see if it'll work. Last time we tried it, it was like 4 weeks in a row the audio didn't exist. Not because we failed on our side, but because Spotify got rid of it. So here's hoping that things work out better. Otherwise, we hope to see you guys very soon, and at the very latest, next week. Join us again in the library.